The historic rivalry between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers added another chapter on Sunday, in a thrilling matchup at Lambeau Field. The Vikings emerged victorious, defeating the Packers 31-29 in a game that went down to the wire. The tension was palpable as both teams fought tooth and nail for every yard, making it one of the most memorable games in recent history. The game was a roller coaster of emotions for fans of both teams, with momentum swings and dramatic plays throughout. Each quarter brought new surprises, keeping everyone on the edge of their seats. The lead changed hands multiple times, and it was anyone's game until the final whistle. The atmosphere at Lambeau Field was electric, with fans eager to see their teams battle for NFC North supremacy. The stadium was a sea of green and gold, interspersed with patches of purple, as fans from both sides showed up in full force to support their teams. The Packers entered the game looking to bounce back from a disappointing start to the season, while the Vikings aimed to continue their strong start. Both teams had a lot at stake, and it was clear that neither was willing to give an inch. From the opening kickoff, it was clear that this game would be a hard-fought battle. The intensity was evident in every play, as players pushed their limits and left everything on the field. Both teams played with intensity and determination, knowing that the outcome could have major implications for the rest of the season. Coaches were seen passionately instructing their players, and the emotional reactions from both players and fans highlighted just how much this game meant to everyone involved. The Packers got off to a slow start, struggling to move the ball on offense and turning the ball over multiple times. Quarterback Jordan Love, returning from injury, threw 2 interceptions in the first half, both of which led to Vikings touchdowns. The Vikings capitalized on the Packers' mistakes, building a commanding 28-0 lead in the second quarter. Quarterback Sam Darnold was efficient and effective, spreading the ball around to his playmakers. The Packers' defense looked out of sorts, struggling to contain the Vikings' balanced attack. Justin Jefferson, the Vikings' star receiver, was particularly impressive, making several big plays against the Packers' secondary. Despite their early struggles, the Packers showed resilience and fought back in the second half. Love started to find his rhythm, connecting with receivers Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson for big gains. The Packers' defense also stepped up, forcing the Vikings into several punts. The momentum shifted in the Packers' favor and they began to chip away at the Vikings' lead. The Packers scored 22 unanswered points in the second half, narrowing the deficit to 28-22. The comeback was fueled by a combination of big plays on offense and a renewed intensity on defense. Despite the Packers' furious comeback attempt, the Vikings held on to win the game. The Vikings' defense made crucial stops when it mattered most, preventing the Packers from completing the comeback. Kicker Greg Joseph added a field goal late in the fourth quarter to give the Vikings a 31-22 lead. The Packers scored a touchdown with just over a minute remaining, but their onside kick attempt was unsuccessful. The Vikings' victory was a testament to their resilience and ability to win close games. They weathered the storm of the Packers' comeback and made the plays necessary to secure the victory. Section 5. Darnold delivers. Vikings quarterback shines in victory. Sam Darnold had an impressive performance for the Vikings, leading them to victory over their division rivals. Darnold threw for over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, showcasing his accuracy and decision-making ability. Darnold spread the ball around effectively, connecting with multiple receivers throughout the game. He showed poise and confidence in the pocket, even when facing pressure from the Packers' defense. Darnold's performance was crucial to the Vikings' victory, as he consistently put his team in a position to score points. His ability to manage the game and avoid costly mistakes was a key factor in the Vikings' success. Section 6. Jefferson dominates. Star receiver shines against Packers. Justin Jefferson continued his dominance against the Packers, putting on a show for the Vikings faithful. Jefferson was Darnold's favorite target, hauling in multiple receptions for significant yardage. Jefferson's route-running ability and sticky hands were on full display, as he consistently created separation from the Packers' defenders. He made several highlight reel catches, showcasing his exceptional talent. Jefferson's performance was a nightmare for the Packers' secondary, as they struggled to contain his explosiveness. His ability to make big plays downfield was a key factor in the Vikings' offensive success. Section 7. Defensive standouts. Key players impact the game. While the game was largely defined by offensive firepower, several defensive players made their presence felt. These players stepped up when it mattered most, showcasing their skills and determination on the field. For the Vikings, linebacker Eric Kendricks was a force to be reckoned with, leading the team in tackles and disrupting plays all over the field. His ability to read the offense and react quickly was instrumental in keeping the Vikings' defense competitive. On the Packers side, defensive lineman Kenny Clark made his presence felt in the Vikings' backfield, recording a sack and multiple pressures on Darnold. Clark's relentless pursuit and physicality were key factors in his standout performance. Despite the loss, Clark's performance was a bright spot for the Packers' defense. His ability to break through the offensive line and disrupt plays was a testament to his skill and determination. The defensive efforts of players like Kendricks and Clark highlighted the importance of strong defensive play, even in a game dominated by offensive production. Their contributions were not just about individual stats, but also about inspiring their teammates and keeping the game competitive. Their contributions were crucial to their respective teams, even in defeat. The impact of their performances will be remembered as key moments in the game, demonstrating that defense can be just as thrilling and vital as offense. Section 8. Injuries cast, shadow, Watson's exit impacts Packers. The Packers' comeback hopes suffered a setback when wide receiver Christian Watson left the game in the first half with an ankle injury. Watson had been a bright spot for the Packers' offense, and his absence was noticeable. The severity of Watson's injury is still unknown, but any extended absence would be a significant blow to the Packers' receiving corps. Watson's big play ability had added a new dimension to the Packers' offense. The Packers will hope for a speedy recovery for Watson, as his presence is crucial to their offensive success. In the meantime, other receivers will need to step up and fill the void left by his absence. Section 9. Looking ahead, implications for the NFC North race. The Vikings' victory over the Packers has significant implications for the NFC North race. This win not only boosts their confidence but also sets the tone for the rest of the season. The Vikings now hold a commanding lead in the division, while the Packers find themselves in an early hole. This early setback for the Packers could have long-term consequences if they don't turn things around quickly. The Vikings will look to build on their strong start and establish themselves as the team to beat in the NFC North. Their offense is clicking, and their defense is proving to be a formidable force. With a talented roster and a balanced attack, the Vikings are a legitimate contender in the NFC. Their depth and versatility make them a tough matchup for any opponent. The Packers, on the other hand, need to regroup and find a way to string together wins. They have the talent, but they need to execute better and avoid costly mistakes. With a tough schedule ahead, the Packers can't afford many more slip-ups if they want to make a playoff push. Every game from here on out is crucial for their postseason hopes. The NFC North race is far from over, but the Vikings' victory was a statement win that sent a message to the rest of the division. It showed that they are serious contenders and that the road to the division title goes through them.